Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome here to the Odyssey Cup CS2 Championship Malaysia Qualifiers. This is now the grand finals. I'm FaZe FPS, and with me is Lot Caliber, and we are going to be your casters here for this gruesome grand finals, best of three between Bayman Esports and Bayman Titans. Yes, you did hear that correctly. Two Bayman teams.
Mm-hmm. It's a battle of a team A and a battle of a team B. So if you're confused with seeing the two of the same logos, don't be, because that is meant to be. It is a team A and a team B. Of course, if you are just now joining us on this glorious grand finals day, there's a lot to, of course, summarize and wrap up. So let me give you the rundown of what this is. So the Odyssey Cup CS2 Championship. Right now, of course, for us, we are under the Malaysia side. There are 8 whole countries also fighting for a spot for a offline LAN that's going to happen over towards the next month for the Odyssey Cup. As you can see, all our lovely brethren and flags over there. So we have we have Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. So right now we're going through the country qualifiers, all single elimination. And the moment once a champion is crowned here in the country qualifiers for each of these teams, they're going to be pushed up over to basically the full-on region fights afterwards. And yeah, we'll have to see who can be crowned a champion here in Southeast Asia or Oceania.
It's going to be amazing. And yeah, this is the tournament bracket here. We started off with on the very first day, we had a Fufu Gaming up against the likes of Old Guards. That was, the start of a qualifier. So you don't really get the best game quality. But as we work our way through, we had the Cement Mixture 619 yesterday up against the likes of Six Slot Reborn. It went, if I'm not mistaken, no, it was 2 maps, but it was it was a close fight. 13-11 on the first, and it was like a 19-16 overtime. They went up against the likes of Bayman Titans, but they did end up losing. And towards the top, we had a very interesting final map yesterday, final series. Bayman Esports 1-2-0 up against the likes of Blank, and they just made it look like a cakewalk. It's like fighting a team that is just on another level, and that's what we're going to be expecting here from both Bayman squads, because they are just unstoppable here so far in the tournament. But nonetheless, these guys are fighting out for a chance in the grand finals to make their way into the regional qualifiers for a chance to win a 20,000 USD if you are the champions. But a total prize pool, of course, 50,000. That's a lot of money here for gamers.
Oh yeah, it is. It absolutely is. So yeah, this is going to be the large share of that 50K, 20K going to the champions, 15 of course going to the first runner up, and the second runner up, and the thirds getting 8 and 5 respectively, with the grand finals MVP locking themselves a nice little to 1,000 USD. I say little, but our chunk of change still.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra pocket money,
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this prize pool wouldn't exist, of course, without the lovely people over and sponsoring us over at TCB Red Bull Malaysia, right? They have their new drink right now, or rather their new flavors out right now as well, a pomelo and apple and muscat grape flavor. So if you want yourself a very refreshing, sparkling energy drink, pick one of those Red Bull drinks up, and maybe you can start hitting heads like the players that we're going to see today in this server, because Lord knows they are absolutely energized when it comes to all of these games.
Exactly. They for sure have been drinking some of that Red Bull Energy Sparkling, but it is just insane what we see and the talent that is displayed in the server, especially these two Bayman teams. Yes, there's Team A, Team B, but we didn't really get to see much of a Bayman Esports, the Team A team. The only game that we casted was just a curb stomp. We can tell they are just extremely aggressive. They've got a similar play style to Cement Mixture 619, but their aim is just on another level. Their confidence is it's insane. But yeah, these are the two logos. They look the same, guys, but two different teams, two different names. One is Bayman Esports, one is Bayman Titan. So you might end up getting confused a little bit, but eventually you'll stick with one player. Let's see. I'll just say Anasasis, lock him in for Bayman Esports, and towards the side of Bayman Titan, there is Love JN. So Just make sure you guys lock that in your head so we don't get confused later on.
I think for brevity's sake as well, on our end, to kind of minimize confusion, we can also just call the other team the Titans. I feel that's also pretty
Easier.
respectable. Yeah, it's a bit easier just to not get things mixed up, considering the two logos, the two same teams. Speaking of logos and same things and same teams, of course, Samsung is one of the people that are helping out with this tournament, and they have several monitors to give you guys out essentially, or rather, they're showcasing some. One of these is, of course, the Odyssey OLED G6 G60 SFQHD 500 hertz with a
My
0.03
goodness.
ms response time, and it's absolutely insane. A 500 hertz refresh monitor, OLED as well. It's basically like looking through a window. Now, of course, if that's a little bit too high in terms of the budget, they have another version, which is the G5 G50 SF UHD 180 hertz, which still retains the 0.03 ms response time and a 27-inch OLED display as well. So, just to maybe not want to try out the 500 hertz, maybe you want to get something a little bit more in that range, that's also doable. And hey, if that is also out of the range, well, they still have the regular 180 hertz monitor, which has a 1 ms response time and AMD FreeSync as well. And that's the G5 G50F QHD 180 hertz. So go ahead and look those up.
Damn.
Make sure you get yourself something nice. 11's coming up soon, and Christmas is only coming up next month. A month away, a few weeks, really. So yeah, go pick yourselves a good monitor, and maybe once you do, maybe we'll see you play for another Bayman squad out there.
Bayman, three Bayman squads all of a sudden.
Yeah. All right, pistol round underway between the two Bayman teams. It's basically a scrimp between these two at this point, but all publicized and all for the marbles of 50,000 USD. Let's head on into the action. Straight into mid. Already the pistols are going straight for these fights. Barasto and Anasasis are holding down the line. Of course, Anasasis, he's starting off well. As his teammate to help him out with Barasto. You may be the B team, but the A team is still here to absolutely play.
A very interesting tactic here from the Titans. They going aggressive, straight towards middle, straight towards that red room, aka the sniper's nest. But the way that Bayman Esports responded, they were just completely ready. Borosto coming in hard with 3 kills, Anasasis with another 2. They just had each other's backs. And if Bayman Esports is able to keep this kind of performance up here throughout the game, and the Titans might just have a little bit of trouble here. And it might exactly show why it's there, the B team, but here a full-on rush in towards the A site. The UMP enhance the ignite here with the M4A1S. They just mow them down with ease. And just full-on obliteration. But of course, that was the anti-eco round,
Yeah. We've seen this B team, or rather the Titans, really push through in their own kind of diversities, adversaries as well in the tournament. So once they're up with their guns, it should be absolutely something to watch. Hopefully we'll see things change. For all we know, they're just kind of eagering it out, seeing how they're playing into the ebb and flow here. Past the smoke, there is a bit of danger. Pernjo is on the other side. Rusting somehow finds 2 with the UMP. It's been a while since I've seen that in the kill feed. Speaking of 2, though, she getting 2 with the Deagle, and Reds is going to pick up 1 more. All of a sudden, Bayman, not even with the full-on guns, are lively. The Titans are going to try and push this through.
Yeah, they've picked up an M4. We've got a Deagle in the hands, but look, hold on. Barasto is here ready and waiting, but this boost might just catch him off guard. That could be a nice flick from Barasto, but Rez will be able to get the trade instantly. Now, last player alive, Racing. He's got about, 5 HP, if I'm not mistaken. So 1 tap is just going to be all it takes. Oh, that's going to be a good shot from Rez. And that was a bit of a save, actually, coming in from the Titans. Big win.
Yeah. Well, we said that they needed the guns to maybe put a dent into the main squad, right? But guess not. Don't underestimate your B team. Apparently.
Oh yes, definitely not. These guys, I mean, we've seen the way Bayman Titans play, and they are just strategical. But they're up against a complete opposite, the aggressive Bayman Esports. They like to get up into your face, just like that. We saw Racing just pushed up towards A-Halls, posted up with the op. He missed the shot, but as soon as he falls back, that's going to make Bayman Titan rethink this. Should we head towards A? The op is there. We're going to need multiple flashes to take him off a certain angle, so they're going to have to rethink this. It looks like they're still playing a little bit default, but slowly making their way towards A. And Racing aggression here, pushing Donut towards middle, and Rez is just out for the count. Whoa, one more. That is just
another one. That's very aggressive coming up from Racing. Yeah. You figure he takes that first shot and just goes away. Maybe he swaps out with the mid players holding tempo there, but no, he's going for another one. Oh, jump should be hurt there from Anastasis, and he goes for the flick on the left player instead. It was the right side player that came in through the smoke first, but he knows better. Quick reactions from him. Oh, good flash coming in, but she's only going to pick up the one. Bayman Esports, they're going to be the ones to pick up that round. That's the main team. Don't get it confused.
Damn, what a play. Aggression by Racing. He made contact towards A-Halls, instantly rotated towards Donut, pushed up aggressively towards the middle, and not did he get one, but two. So just thinning out the numbers slowly here from the side of Bayman Titans. So just incredible stuff, incredible plays here from a lot of these players from the Bayman Esports. But now, just a full-on rush. They've made their way in towards Donuts, and they want to make their way towards A. A bomb plant is going to be amazing, but if they're able to win this round, it's just going to be a bonus as well, of course. Bomb is being planted. Lots of shots left, right, and center. Last two remaining CTs here in towards Donut. But look at Pernjo. He's picked up the AK. This might be a save here. They don't have a kit as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault them for it. Anastasis managed to heist away the op here. Ooh, Tech 9 not going to be in range to get that shot in, but they might actually go for it a little bit, just waiting for anyone to kind of cross paths with them. They're going straight into the site. Wow, this is actually really last minute for them to go for it. And once they've been given the opening, good flick to the left, and Pernjo stuck into the corner, but he finds the headshot that he needed to. Anastasis goes down, and Racing decides, I have the op, I'm going to run away. That's all I can do.
I mean, you bring a couple of Tech 9s in towards this round. You got the bomb plant, you got the W, and you actually take out 4 players here of the Bayman Esports side. So massive amounts of damage done to their economy. And well, you can see that might allow them to string a couple of rounds together. But Anastasis, though, op is still alive in his hands. We saw Racing get pretty creative, pretty aggressive. Can Anastasis do the same?
Still on fire, this guy, since yesterday. Ooh, Ande. Good pick up as well onto the trade. AK for an MP9. You might want to go and grab that for the upgrade, but doesn't want to overstep into the line of fire here. Seiyu Seimi is watching for any sort of cross coming in from Temple or any sort of cheeky players peeking out, but it's going to be Anastasis instead.
Trade.
And a return fire with Reze as well. Op for op. It's looking like the A side's going to be open in a moment here.
Man, this man's sensitivity is incredibly fast, Reze. That's how he gets the flicks in. He's still holding Donut here. 3 players from the Bayman Esports team want to get aggressive. They want to push him. He'll swap to the next op. He doesn't have enough ammo, and gets the no-scope as well. Pure mechanical skill here shown by Reze. It's Ignite by himself. 1v3. He might be able to catch one off guard here. Oh! She was completely low, but was just not able to control that spray. And they tie things up here, the Titans.
Apparently swapping to a secondary op on the floor is faster than reloading. That's such quick thinking too. That's such quick thinking. I don't even know if they went to do it's like, oh man, there's only another op here. I can't cock the bolt here again. You know what? Screw it.
Incredibly smart. That just shows the experience that these guys have and the quick thinking that these players have here in the server. But now, slow and steady. They know for a fact that money is not the best on the Bayman esports side, so they've got to be very, very careful in dealing with these 5-7s, these deagles that's around the corner, and that is exactly why.
It's a good clear, but doesn't get that gun upgrade either. Doesn't want to overstep it into the cave area. Ignite. Now slowly filtering away. Sitting up into Donut, watching for any sort of response coming out from the Titans. So far, the Titans don't really want to test the mettle of their main team either. Not just yet. Playing it very, very slow, running down the time, finding an opening. And with the way LoveJN's kind of routing, trying to sell this fake, should be a full-on hit into this A site here. With the only presence and the only defense being the player up in the donut, now pushed out all the way up into mid. LoveJN has to try and sell this. Deagle shot is going to miss. Long range spray has to back away and try and stay alive. It just has to be scrappy. It doesn't have to be perfect from LoveJN. He just has to hold at least half the team here. But going to get executed from behind from Ignite God, routing in through mid the entire time. Left into this 3-on-4 post plant. A lot of pistols.
I mean, they've got the man disadvantage. They've picked up an AK in the hands of Ende, and he's the one with the armor as well. So
it's closing in.
The Reze has a very, very important fight here, and he loses. He's picked up himself an AK, and oh my god, the score, the kill feed just lights blue. It's all down to Pernjo. It's not looking good. He's just getting swarmed by Bayman Esports. He gets double spray down, but they're actually not going for the defuse. There's no time at all.
Yeah, I don't think any of them had a kit either, so they were on that eco. They can only really save the guns, so good stuff for Pernjo as well to put the molly down as well. Maybe there was a chance if the molly didn't go through, but yeah, the time running out, molly, economy, way too much things to try and figure out what you want to kind of do towards the end of that round. So a good run for the Titans regardless. Saved it towards the end as well. Looked a little bit scrappy, but that's all you kind of need to do. Slowly get through round for round and look at this mid fight. It's just a skirmish past the flames. Reze gets burned out absolutely. And Rossing is there to follow up against LoveJN. And look at the squadron of CTs just here taking all these gunfights all together, and Anastasis doesn't stop here.
And the utility usage is just so clean from Bayman Esports. Reze, he just tried swinging out. He got hit by a nade. He was burning from a molly. He was blinded. Like every single bit of utility was just on point. And the fact that they're always together towards middle. It's not always just one guy pushing up. There's always someone with him, or if not, there's 3 people just trying to take control of mid. So map control is the name of the game here for Bayman Esports. But it is down to the She. We've seen some miracles, but I'm not sure whether or not this could be one of them. He's dealt with one. But of course, he's got to pick up the bomb here on the other side of the smoke. And who else? Who else could be waiting? It's Anastasis.
Crazy, man. This guy, he's so ridiculously consistent. Every single time, every time we've seen him in the server, he's always popping heads, always getting multi-frags. Ridiculous. All right, so 4-4. Both Bayman teams are tied up equally. And, you know, it is expected to be. It is expected to be. Oh, what a nade. What a nade. Chunked She down all the way to 57. Took a little bit of shrapnel damage as well from Seiyusemi. Reze takes a measly 1, so it's fine, but you don't have to worry too much. Both of their P250s are on the other players, on LoveJN and Pernjo instead, with Pernjo even having armor. Ooh, getting taken down. A quick flick around the other side. Barasto is still going to continue. That's a triple. Now swapping to the USP. Has the angle. A 4K for Barasto. You love the eco frags. You love to see it. Anastasis is picking up 1 more as well. Yoinking the ace away. Doesn't matter too much, though. Bayman still up 1 point.
Just looking at the scoreboard, you can see Anastasis has 14 kills, Barasto with 12. The next best is Racing with 8, and then there's Ignite God with 4, and Ende on 2. So Anasasis and Barasto is just putting their game in their hands and just controlling them, especially with this mid control. Aggressive every single time. You can see Racing finds a pick. Oh, finding a second one as well. Just no answer, no map control at all here. Rez is by himself in towards the lamps, but Anasasis with that mid control that they gained with Barasto instantly flanked, instantly cleared. Ignite. Nice easy pickings here. Pernjo down and out. There is one more. It is she. Galil in the hand and no potential for that one tap AK. So Ignite God should be able to win this fight. But 1v4 already. It's super tough here for she to deal with.
Oh, yeah, okay. Fight looked a little bit scary there, but one out from she. Bomb should be planted here. So at least a little bit of money going through into the next round, but if this is an attempt at a clutch, it has to be a huge one considering the names that are still alive on the main squad here for Bayman Esports. Caught out, trying to throw the smoke. Peeks the other way, goes for the left-right peek, but just being held too much from both angles. Anasasis cleans that one up, landing a 6-4 in favor of the main squad of Bayman Esports against their B squad of Bayman Titans.
It's that mid control. Bayman Titan, I think what you can do is you allow the Bayman Esports to take mid, and maybe you can set up some flashes, you can set up some smokes to retake it. Otherwise, they're just going to have free control over B and can easily wrap you towards the A-Hall's position, but this is... We'll see how it goes. They still want to get aggressive. They still... Yes, there it is. There's the flash. Going through, but Barasto is here, and he has been on a rampage. Allow him to get the reload in time, but man, it is just so hard. Racing comes in as well. He takes down Love towards Lamps. And again, it's a minute and 20 left on the timer and a 1v4. We saw this last round. We saw this many rounds. Bayman Titan is just losing players a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, and there's a bit more emphasis on their game plan here to try and take mid, but evidently it doesn't work out too well. Ignite God is going to clean up Pernjo as well. Not much Pernjo could really do there with the Mac-10. Didn't have any rifle to kind of fight that out in the clutch, but yeah, it just starts to feel as we keep going into the mid scuffles. It's starting to feel like a simulation. It probably does feel like a simulation for the Titans, doesn't it? Right? It's you're basically facing your older brethrens, and they're just running you through the ringer to make sure you understand how to play the mid sector and how to take the control for it. Because there's gaps in there that Bayman Esports are definitely exploiting.
What?
Oh my word! Of course.
Oh. Just through the smoke, he hears the sound cues. He's able to hit those shots, and it's just been an unlucky game here for the Titans. Mid control not established this time for Bayman Esports. They've set up a high-low setup in towards house. Not sure whether or not they're going to expect this. Oh, definitely not. The trade comes in, but Pernjo is only good for one. Racing will pick up the second there. Now, 4v2. Minute left. They have to just walk in. They have to play contact and see whether or not they can find any kills, because they don't have a flash. They don't have any sort of smokes. And there it is. She finds one. Oh, not going to be able to get the second. And it's all Reze. He's by himself on towards the site. Ignite giving away a lot of sound cues here. So Reze has some sort of information. He's giving away his information, and there it is. 1 versus 2. Last two remaining players in towards Lamps. Anasasis missed a crucial shot. 45. Oh, can't he make this?
Oh,
that's unlucky. Barasto, of course, has to be the one to put the nail in the coffin for this half. 8-4. Bayman Esports lead.
All right, okay. There was a bit of a chance for Izzy to come back into that one, but the last fight, the absolute last fight, I don't think that they were expecting them to route the way that they did, to go for the early peak and kind of panicked a bit, trying to take back space, trying to exit out of the death funnel there. So a bit unlucky, but a nice attempt at the clutch. So yes, 8-4, Bayman Esports lead the way. Bayman Titan are the ones to try and play catch up. Going to the pistol round, though, it's looking very, very aggressive in terms of the donut control being taken all the way forward, making sure that no one's really pushing up. But they're playing this very, very slow, Bayman Esports. They are crouching around in the shadows, in tunnels, making sure that they can still maintain a little bit of map control to lead with the execute straight away. And there's the execute coming in, the flashes, the smokes, everything popping over the map. And they're landing good. They're landing really well. This should split the CTs if they're not that fast. But so far, though, no flood just yet.
We're just going to walk in contact here. Actually, a couple of players coming in from Donut as well. It's going to be good shots from Love, from Rez. They take down 2. It's a 2 versus 1 trade, but can they win this one out? She able to find another. And they're just not able to find an entrance at all. What a hold here from the Titans, but look at the amount of HP that these players have. Rez on 9, Pernjo 48, and Ignite God has these deadly dualies. Damn, free bomb site here.
Yeah. They're going to wrap around the world all the way to try and go for this team fight, essentially.
The fact that they have the man advantage is great. They stick together, you know, they're able to trade each other out, but the fact that they're so low is going to be difficult to deal with. These dualies have to do something. They've got the Glock to work with as well. There it is. That's 1. That's 2. And the 3rd is going to get taken down by Borosto. Big win there to start the half for Bayman Esports.
Yeah, very well played from the main team, of course. Showing them how it's done. And again, the idea is good, right? Just go as all 3, but sometimes even funneling in all together might be the wrong move, and they couldn't really take more space out the doorway because they were so concerned with the reswing coming in from the other side of the pillar. So tough 3v2 really, but yeah. Anasasis though continuing on. Sami gets absolutely annihilated. He's just waiting for this angle, but LoveJN is going to be there to pick up that frag and pick up the gun as well. Ande runs down Pernjo on the other side. They're going hunting. They're going to make sure that any of these CTs don't get anything. Slowly, easy does it. Ande long range with the MAC-10 lands the headshot. Double digits for Bayman Esports now.
10-4, man. This is a tough game here for Titans. I mean, we can definitely tell why they are the BE team, but they've also kind of forced the Bayman Esports a bit of a slower kind of gameplay. They're a lot more disciplined. They're a lot more responsible, a bit more chill compared to yesterday's games. You know, against Blank. Up against the likes of Blank yesterday in the semifinals, they were just running it down. But now Pernjo right in front of the smoke. He's good for 1, good for the 2nd. What a control!
LoveJN on the other side as well.
Down.
Yeah, good stuff from Pernjo. LoveJN picking up 1 as well, and they've took out a really big hit. We're also going down as well. So Ignite God left into a 1-on-5. An ace clutch demanded of him to push this into some sort of madness. If there's anyone that could possibly do it, it has to be someone in this main Bayman squad, right? So we'll see how this goes. And he was playing really well yesterday as well, right? A lot of the defense in the Dust 2 that we saw, granted it was a curb stomp, it was still played extremely well. So we'll see how the spacing works out. The Titans so far are looking for pretty split.
Yeah, the bomb is dropped in on that B site. Barosta tried to go for the plant, and I think she was there to get the kill, to stop the plant. So he has to make his way towards the B site. See whether or not he can. Love will be able to shut him down. As expected in that 1v4, the Titans picked up their 5th. Ooh, it's been a while since we've seen them win a round. But this should assist them. Gain a little bit more confidence. You know, I feel like a timeout would be nice as well. Just to slow down the momentum of Bayman Esports.
A lot of the strategy that we're seeing is relatively similar across both teams. It's just one team loves to play it a little bit harder than the usual. Oh, the trade back from Anasasis is so good just through the smoke. Definitely opened up by the bullets being spammed through. So 4T is now sitting over onto the other side of this B main sector. Ande is being very careful on the watch for the smoke.
Big flank by
Pernjo coming in. It is a big flank. There's Pernjo coming in as well. Has to try and escape with his life. Has to make sure he doesn't die out here, because if they do, they lose some form of ability to box them in, and they are absolutely boxed in. Slowly as the minute goes by, yeah, they're just gonna lose their fights and get absolutely caged in. Ignite God again left for the clutch, but this seems a little bit more doable. Oh, and they're giving it to him. Don't just swing him one by one. That goes Reze.
The HP.
Up. Yeah, 1-on-2.
27 and 11 for the Bayman Titan squad. So this is definitely doable. He's got to make sure he hits his shots. He's got 30 seconds to work with, so he does have time to rotate towards that A site, but he's got to be very, very cautious, and he has to check every single angle.
Oh, I think he knows it too. I think he's called the bluff essentially. And he's gonna start running, going for it. 12 seconds on the clock, more than enough time to get onto the site and plant. So the timing going down.
Well.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a bit of a split take here as well. This is a little bit scary. Seiyusami's gonna try and take contact here, but he's doing it low, and yeah, he lands that shot. Good stuff from Seiyusami as well, putting himself off the head angle as well. Okay, a bit dodgy in the 2v1, especially considering both players total up to what, 38 HP total.
Yep.
Yeah, so a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, when I saw them split up, I got a little bit worried. Yeah, that them splitting up allows him to find those 1v1s and basically just easily just chip them down, especially with the amount of HP that they have. But now, with that win, Bayman Esports down in the dumps in terms of their economy. They will be going for a couple of upgraded pistols here and there, playing default, seeing whether or not they can use these upgraded pistols in their advantage, especially with the Tech 9 in the hands. And there we go, Anasasis does manage to find Seiyusami. They will recover the AK and use it up against the likes of Love, and he just takes control of a lamp room by himself. Is just crazy.
So aware too that there was going to be a recontact coming in, right? Just instantly on the swivel, turns around, takes that duel, no problem.
Look at the rotation here from Bayman Titan. All three players on this B site, they've stacked it up. They went for the gamble, and Pernjo might have to just.
Of course, man.
He just went a little bit too far in terms of his exploring, but Reze picks up two of his own. That's going to be a big frag, and they know exactly where Reze is. They know A side is clear, and also instantly going for the plant. That's a ballsy move. But they do have the cross. Ignite God. And Barroso, they've set up a bit of a crossfire. Can they make this work? Deagle in his hands. He's gone out, and Ignite is going to be able to secure that frag. Close, but no cigar there for Bayman Titan.
It's so terrifying, man. I don't know what it is, but for every time we're watching the Titans, and every time we see an engagement slow down, right, or we see an angle being held, and we of course have the X-ray to look at it, but you just absolutely know that Bayman Esports, the main teams, are just so prepped for a fight. Their crosshairs are just so lined up every single time. And it's only through shock and awe tactics that Bayman Titan themselves can even win some rounds to kind of catch their main squad off surprise. But look at this. Hiding down in the corner as well. Barroso, standing on his head. Wow. But no, finally goes down for it. Put that little bit of weight of the CP on his shoulders. Good shooting from Barroso. Nearly turns around for it. That second one onto Love JN, but not going to win out that fight. Anasasis is prepped for a fight here. Should it come his way, but Love JN, I think, call it quits here. Save the AK if you can.
Damn. There's some 91,000 kills on that stat track AK. Anasasis has been grinding, that's for sure.
It's been around forever, man.
Yeah, that's insane, but that's gonna be match point here for Bayman Esports. Just incredible stuff. We really thought, this was gonna be a lot closer. We saw how Bayman Titans played. I think we were able to watch two different series against two different teams here from the Titans, and we really thought that these guys were top notch, until we saw the main team, Bayman Esports. These guys are just crazy. They're incredibly confident. They're mechanically skilled. Even with Reze joining the Bayman Titan roster, it's just not looking too good.
Yeah. Timeout called, and honestly, best time to do it, sitting at this scoreline. It really does give the effect of a master and a student, but the master is really just saying, oh no, I taught you everything that you know. I haven't taught you everything that I know. And Anasasis comes in swinging, wide swinging, just with an M4, getting 3, no issue. It's starting to feel that way every single time we watch these guys play. 23-11 is Anasasis, with Barroso, his wingman, his rifling wingman, sitting at 19-8 as well. Rusting's not doing too bad either, sitting at 17-11, 15-8 for Ignite God as well in those few rounds where they have to clutch up. Ande is sitting at a low 4-11, but Ande, from what I've seen, has been such a crucial support player in setting up a lot of the key components for this Bayman Esports squad.
Everyone is doing their best to assist each other. At the end of the day, you've got to make sure you hit your shots. And look at this aggression now. Bayman Titans getting super aggressive, pushed up towards A-Hall. It's going to be a big pick from Reze as well. He does find an opening in towards that A-site position. Ignite God, what the op? Still in his spawn, just trying to stop this push, but on the other side of the map, in towards B. The B side has been completely taken. It's a 4v3. Make that a 3v2. Can Bayman Titans survive one more round? They know for a fact that there was an opera here in towards the spawn. Anasasis just gets aggressive. Assists. Ignite here. And there it is. That is 13-6 in the first game. And of course, the Bayman Esports team will be able to take that one.
That last engagement, I gotta really give the hats off to the awareness, right? They know that Opera is there, or they know there's one player there regardless. Throws the molly and goes for the fight towards the left side of the smoke plume. I mean, that alone is enough to tell you everything that you need to know about the Bayman squad, right? It's just so well done from both sides, right? Each side, the A team and the B team, have these little intricacies in between them that make them tick, right? Everything that the A squad is throwing at the B squad kind of have to adapt to it. But they also are playing their own specific style as well, which unfortunately, I think if I'm running an organization like Bayman and I have these two teams, I've likely put them into scrims over multiple weekends. So, it's how many tricks can you throw at each other before it starts getting a little bit stale, a little bit old, before, the trick can basically be dismantled by saying, hey, Anasasis, go kill.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just insane. Everybody on that squad has some big talent. And I'm sure the owner of Bayman is completely happy with these two teams. But nonetheless, we got to make sure they take their break, and we have to make sure we have our break and have our TCB Red Bull Malaysia. They have these Red Bull Energy Sparkling. It is just insane. I've tried some this morning. I did have some pickleball this morning, so it did let me go through, especially since I only had 4 hours of sleep. So I'm here. I'm hyped up. Then that apple muscat flavor is just incredible. So thank you very much to Red Bull. We'll see you guys after the break.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Odyssey Cup CS2 Championship. Map 1 has already wrapped up quite quickly between the two Bayman squads. And yes, there are two Bayman squads if you're just joining in. We'll tell you all about it as we come and go. But first of all, my name is Lot. I'm joined here with FaZe FPS. And man, okay, so two Bayman squads, right? A Bayman esports squad and a Bayman Titan squads. Same organization, don't get that wrong. It is the same organization. They're using the same logos. There's a team A and a team B. The esports team is, of course, the team A with the legendary Anasazi over there or alongside his partner Barosto, just absolutely wrecking stuff. And then the Titan squad is their B team, and we have more statistics on their B team in terms of, you know, their face it stats. So, and they've been playing quite well, like a pretty lights out, I would say, in terms of just the entire tournament run. But of course, the the main squad are really showing why they're the main squad in the first place. Phase.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot more ruthless in terms of aggression. They like to take a lot of different map controls here, especially if they're on the defensive side. You know, we saw them previously play on Ancient, and don't get me wrong, I mean, the Ancient from Bayman Titans was pretty damn strong. But when we saw Team A play, the Bayman Esports team, it was just on another level. They put the Titans down on a basically on a stool, and they were like, "Sit down and let me show you how it's done." It's just incredible stuff here.
They pulled out the whiteboard. Yeah, they pulled out the whiteboard and said, "All right, guys, I told you we learned this in scrims. Why are you peeking this? I told you to smoke this angle, man. Like you can't let Anasazi do that." But sir, Anasazi is kind of cracked. He just kind of peeks us when we're setting up smokes. We don't know what to do. It's your problem, man.
He just finds the perfect timing to find these peaks, to get aggressive. He just reads his opponents so well, and it'll always just catch you off guard. So we'll see whether or not they can keep this performance up as well, because this is a best of 3. You know, Bayman Titans, they've got to win this one here to push it back and go for that third map, because everything is on the line. This is the grand finals. The winner of this best of 3 series gets their chance to make their way to the regional qualifiers happening next month, actually, in Kuala Lumpur. So it's going to be a big land. There's going to be 7 other countries here, from Singapore, from Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, and New Zealand. And it's just going to be a massive, massive offline event. I'm sure a lot of people will be able to come and watch, and you guys can definitely enjoy some amazing CS in this region, because I'm pretty sure it's been a long while since we've had a CS event here, so we definitely deserve it here as a community.
Yeah, I miss having CS events around, especially within arm's reach. You know, I don't have to fly to a European place to watch an event. It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg. I love those events. Don't get me wrong. I love my IEMs. I love my colognes, but it is so expensive to get into if I were to actually be there. But yes, a home brewed event essentially, and there cannot be anything better than what you're seeing in front of your eyes, and we'll see who gets to represent our lovely home here in Malaysia. Bayman Esports versus Bayman Titan. We're now on to Mirage, and already she has found 2 with the dual Berettas. Barroso and Ignite God going down. Bit of an angle being held here by Pernjo, but almost immediately getting gooshed from very, very far, but still 53 HP to work with. The gap is closing and shot right through the smoke as well. It's going to be rusting, and what a turnaround from Pernjo. He's still kicking apparently, and Ande goes down for it. He thought he had that flank, and now Anasas is left into the 1-on-5. Can he do this? It would be so much to ask for, but if there's anyone on this squad, anybody of a star player, it would be him. Already 1 down, but they're closing in the gap. All of them are going to start hunting him very, very slow. But again,
I like this. They respect him.
The bomb as well.
Oh, they do have the bomb. They don't have to get aggressive. That early underpass push definitely caught the Bayman Esports team off guard. They don't have to do anything. They don't even have to hunt. They're just chilling.
Yeah.
They've got the dualies in the kitchen. 2 dualies and a USP here, so I'm not sure how Anasasis is gonna live throughout this one, but he does find a 1v1 against You Say Me. And well, the Titans will be able to pick up the first round here.
Not gonna be putting the fries in the bag just yet. 3 cooks in the kitchen and 1 behind the market cashier. Kind of funny to see the positions, but yeah, it's a good start for Bayman Titans, and they really need that start to kind of get things going. From what I've seen, right, the Bayman Titan squad are very, very lethal in their pistol rounds, very, very concise. But I don't know if that's an effect of the pistol rounds being a whole equal footing kind of scenario, or just maybe they're more pistol gods in the Titan squad than there are rifle gods in comparison to the main squad, right? That's always been a thing to kind of put into effect, right? When's the last time I said pistol? When was the last time I said pistol god? The word pistol god. I feel like the last time I said pistol god was when Forrest was still playing.
It's been a long while. But yeah, what you're saying is true because I feel like personally as a player, pistol, I perform.
Yeah.
Everything else until I get my op, it's just terrible. I'm just bad.
Mm.
But nonetheless, now a couple of deagles here in the hand. They want to get the B pop going in. Ignite God, being able to find Pernjo here. That's gonna be a good opening pick. But I don't think there was any ammo in that MP9, so he was forced to switch to the Tech 9 in the middle of the fight. But not a single bit of information being given on where the rest of the squad is. They're turtled up here in towards A main. They do have a single player, which is Ignite God, in towards that B side, trying to just pull any sort of rotations, but they do have love. Spraying down to Anasasis will get him. And the Kobe coming in from Rezi. And this is one of the players that we have to watch out for. This man, once he has an op in his hands, Rez is just incredible.
Yeah, lightning fast on the flicks.
Kenny S,
Yeah, truly. Lightning fast on those flicks as well that we've seen yesterday. But they're gonna need to save up the economy for it, right? And Bayman Esports are gonna punish them for every mistake that they make every single time. It is very much an older brother judging the younger brother, seeing how they play, right? And then kicking you in the back of the shin when you make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I'm getting word that might be a bit of a tech pause here as well. So we're gonna head over into the caster screen, our lovely little faces. Meanwhile, I will read you guys out what Samsung have for offer in terms of monitors, because I'm very sure some of these people are using crazy monitors of their own. If you guys want to pick up a best-in-class OLED gaming monitor, do not look further than the Odyssey OLED G6 G60 SFQHD 500 Hz 0.03 ms response time, and of course, OLED fully on the display, all the colors that you want, all the smoothness that you want, all the response time that you have, down to just 0.03. Of course, if that's a little bit too much, you have the Odyssey OLED G5 G50 SF, which is a 180 hertz variant of it and has a 27-inch OLED display with the 0.03 ms response time as well. And if that is still possibly out of the budget and you want something a little bit more of a kind of a test, you have, of course, the Odyssey G5 G50F QHD, which still, of course, has the 180 hertz and 1 ms response time. So still pretty fast. Don't get it wrong. Sometimes you got to build up to the numbers to truly feel it. I still remember when I went from 60 hertz to 144, and that changed my life.
That was a big jump for me. I went from, I think, 60 to 240.
Oh,
I never looked back.
Oh yeah, no. I only just went 240, I think, about a year ago. And anytime I play CS now, when I go back, sometimes my memories of all the frags that I had in the first few years I started CS completely just shamed by the crisp, clean like shots that I can hit now on a 240 hertz. So I can't even imagine a 500 hertz monitor is probably looking through a window at that point.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is with this G6, they actually have this technology where they have like a coating on their monitor, so it's like anti-glare or just way even less glare, and not much mirroring. So it's just full focus. It's just beautiful when you're looking at the monitor. And I might just pick myself one of those, man, because you've seen my monitor.
Oh yeah.
it's bad. A lot of dead pixels.
Anti-glare is also such a good thing to have. I mean, based on my camera position, I have the sun blaring right behind me, so
fair.
Whatever monitor that I have here is unless I have it shadowed, I can't see it sometimes. So it's nice to have anti-glare tech these days, and it's nice to see how a lot of the monitors have kind of changed up in terms of the quality back from when we used to play the LANs, back when we used to compete. We made this joke a while ago about how funny it was to see the old CS LANs, going in from like CS:GO, early CS:GO, or like 1.6 and Source, where you just have these like folding tables, and then
Yeah,
you just pull up the large monitor. It's like a CRT monitor just sitting there, and it just dips the table.
those were the good old days, you know.
Good old days.
But
Good old
yeah,
days. There was
a
still
lot
passion
more
in
different.
those convention halls. And the convention halls were all just like either rented convention halls or like hotel lobbies in like the
True.
Meridian.
I think I know which tournament you may be referring to there in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Meridian,
yeah.
but yeah, just look at where we are at now. You know, it's just massive, massive stages, big crowds, and the fact that you can watch from home is just incredible. But yeah,
It's
it would
always
be a
always
lot
been
more incredible
a
if you had a OLED monitor.
oh yeah, always been an accessible esport. Counter Strike. I think that's something I've always brought into the topic, into conversation. In comparison to a lot of esports, it's easy to kind of get into Counter Strike because you understand one color versus another color, and they're
Mhm.
just kind of shooting at each other. And then anything else is the intricacy of the strategies, the smokes, uh the gunplay afterwards, spray control, the players' habits, who's an opper, who's not, who's a slower opper, who's not. You know, it's a lot of intricacies in between for such a game that's existed for how many years now? Is it 20 going on strong? 23, 24, 20 plus?
That's a good question.
Let's see how old CS is. This will
How
be
long
some
has
fun
CS
trivia.
been out? Over 25 years.
Oh wow.
Retail version was released by Valve on November 9, 2000.
That's crazy. That
That's
is
literally today.
yeah. Oh wow, it is
It's
today,
been
huh? Happy
25
birthday.
years.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
CS. Happy birthday, Counter-Strike. Happy birthday. Which also means it's Zywoo's birthday today.
Oh, the OG, the
Yeah.
god, the goat. Zaiwu
He's
Peak.
yeah, it's why they call him the Counter-Strike Jesus, because he's born the day Counter-Strike got launched. And he's playing the finals today as well.
Damn.
Over in Chengdu. So if you guys are still kind of craving CS, we got that to look out for as well in the meantime. Oh boy. Where do you think where do you think this is gonna land for the Bayman squad? What do you think happens with the B team? Do you think they get the chance to go into this A team once maybe the A team gets scouted, or what happens?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, it's a bit weird having two teams in the grand finals.
Yeah.
I can't say. I don't want to say anything controversial or say anything to start it. But
No, it's fair.
we'll see how this game goes, and we'll see whether or not these players can do anything to assist them to get into it. But man, you can just see exactly why these two teams belong in the grand finals. And Ignite God did find an opening, but his teammate is going to be there ready and waiting, and it's just showing
Ande.
how strong this Baymon Esports is when they've got the rifle in their hands, just mowing down the Baymon Tigers in the towards that B side.
Oh my, okay,
Oh,
all
what a
right.
peak. Okay, and they had just an insane round.
Yeah. We went 3 different positions, 3 different peaks from B short all the way up into market, and then holding down the line. Off the break, he was just going for it. Good stuff from him. He was a bit quiet last time, and again, I consider Ande the supporting element of this Bayman squad, because a lot of the times, yes, you can anchor down a lot of these positions, but you can definitely still shoot. Don't get your support players in a twist. They're still very, very deadly when they want to be.
Oh,
Look at them, he's still going. Reze doesn't even stand a chance onto the wide swing there as well. Someone's pushed out through the smoke, but let's see if they can survive the skirmish. No, they cannot. Baros is going to pick that one up as well. Bayman Esports are looking to do their usual tactics of just running and gunning and overpowering them through sheer force of will.
just the way they play. They send 3 to 4 players towards middle. They have Ignite God by himself in towards apps, and the thing is, he's just waiting. He's kind of just lurking, waiting for the rest of the Bayman Esports team to make their way in towards short, to pressure whoever's trying to hold off that apps position, and that's when Ignite God steps out and see whether or not he can assist and wrap on towards that B site. So just pure total domination and aggression from the Bayman Esports side. And that's exactly what they are known to do. That's exactly what we saw yesterday. And Connector Smoke actually has a bit of a gap here towards the top. Love will be able to find one.
It's a good pick out. Ande still continuing their streak off the past 2 rounds. Fire pulling his best Anastasis cosplay there. And speaking of Anastasis, picks up 1 as well onto Love. Yeah, just pistols for the rest of this Titan squad. They're sitting over onto the other side. Just making sure they don't get absolutely run down. Maybe can get away with a gun or so, but looking pretty dire so far.
Definitely. I mean, you're definitely not going to do anything about this. You've got USPs in your hand. At this point, they're just waiting for Ende to get back on towards that A site. Get the bomb down. Let's see how it goes from there. A couple of exit frags would be nice, but the only AK that has been dropped is towards B short. And there's a nice long angle from the top of connector there. Watching that weapon. What can you do, man?
If they're really desperate for it, they send both of those players to go out and get the AK and just kind of throw it across to the other one in cover. If you're really that desperate, of course, to get that weapon pickup. Assuming they have the information on it, or if they didn't forget that's there. But so far, it seems Bayman Esports are hunting.
They would be smart enough to grab the AK and throw it away.
Yeah. Good dink. Not going to get the kill, though. All right. So, 2-3. Broken the tiebreaker as well. Bayman Esports are now leading once again. Just a reminder to those watching at home, Bayman Esports is, of course, the A team. Bayman Titans are the B team. You can see why.
Definitely. But now Rez has the op in his hands, and he wants to find an opening pick. Molly's smokes there towards the window. He's peeked out, but oh wait, hold on a second. Did I just see what I saw? Rossing and She actually passed each other here towards that smoke. Seiyu Seimi's good for 1, but Ende is able to pick up his second. This man has been so strong there towards middle. Look at Barosto made his way in towards that A site.
Yeah, this is looking very, very off right now. This is the frontal contact that they had early on in the round just threw all the plans out the window, essentially. I mean, look at where Pernjo is going. Pernjo's over on the other side by the TV room. This is a very, very long flank to time. They still haven't planted the bomb just yet, so they're working out the timings a little bit more, trying to maybe fish out some of these players off their positions. Reze with the op, kind of trapped in this position as well. They can't really gauge if there's anyone coming up from jungle. It's just kind of waiting for Pernjo to strike at least one time. But speaking of striking, it's a headshot landed onto Ignite God, and all of a sudden this 2-on-2 is on.
Definitely. You've got to be very careful, Reze. He's just incredibly sharp with that, but there we go. He gets the kill on towards him. Pernjo by himself, 1 versus 1. Ende is quite low, 30 HP on him, and he kind of has a bit of information on where this man is playing. He's able to spam that wall, but I don't think he has the time. No kit in his hands, and he's just got to leave. Find the op. Oh no, there's no time. Did the blast assist him with the op? No, does he get it?
No, it did not. No, it did not. I think Reze might have died like around the lip of the shells, the artillery shells. So I think the op got stuck.
Dang.
Probably blown the other way.
Unlucky there, but they do a significant amount of damage to the economy of Bayman Esports, although it is still fairly healthy. It does go a long way. Rosto spots the head and nice shot. Oh my goodness. Calm and controlled with an Asmov. So clean, but Pernjo, the man with the AK now, putting some dents here into the attack of Bayman Esports. There are 2 players ready and waiting. Anastasis is posted up with that AWP. Can they find something else? You can see towards spawn Barasto already rotating from that B side, picking up the bomb, and they might just execute this A site. But if you can see the map, Love is deep in towards apps, so they have a lot of information. Oh, the timing!
Oh, it looked away.
perfect push, a great lurk there from Per, and that forces the execution here for Racing to come in for the trade. It is a 3v3. They can pick up a weapon here towards Chair. Oh, that's going to be a big nade. Takes Say You Say Me down to about 58 HP. Anastasis finds She, though, but I'm not sure whether or not they're going to expect love on this flank. The fact that he has a CZ only is going to be very difficult. Oh, man,
Racing
they
finds
just
one more as
down.
well. Yeah. This is so well played from Bayman Esports as well. I honestly, both teams, just like how they handled the mid round, right? There was a mistake. There was a clash. Both sides losing one player initially into the 4-on-4, and then they hold. That's definitely been taught to them over whichever scrims or whichever possible coaching staff that they have, or at least whoever's experienced enough to kind of teach that. It's just when there's a man disadvantage on both ends like that, you maybe just hold, because sometimes, hey, someone will make the slip up or someone will have to go for a bit more pressure or space taking, right? And that way you can kind of punish them.
Yes, that is just pure discipline. It takes a lot to do that. You know, it's a shooting game, and you want to go aggressive. You want to go get your kills, just like what's happening here towards middle. But sometimes you need to be patient. Now, already a 4v2 now, as they're just slowly getting taken out here towards middle. He can't do much, and Ignite just has to fall back. A big pick there from the defense, but look at Barasto's position. He's made his way all the way in and towards market. The B side is completely clear. But the rest of the squad is just holding it down. They're slowly making their way towards that B side. They don't want to give away the sound cues because Bayman Titans could be anywhere at this point. Oh, and they're aware of it.
Yeah, they are. Just delaying them as much as they can as well, because they don't really know the timing of whether a player is push into apps fully just yet. Reze might have made a lot of steps coming in as well. Oh, and the op finally strikes out as well. Anastasis is sitting up top on the van, and Reze doesn't even have a chance. Past the smoke, I mean, no way.
Here's the footsteps. He wants to find him. The shadow has been spotted. Will he be able to keep the op? That is the question.
No.
And oh, not at all. And a clean nade there as well. I mean, if Knight didn't get the headshot, did a couple of body shots, you know, that nade would have definitely finished him off. Lots of mechanical skills here shown by Bayman Esports, and I've never seen Bayman Titans in this position. You know, I've never seen them being put down like this.
Yeah, you know what they say? There's always a bigger fish.
You're right about that.
Sparosso's handling a apartments attack all on his own. He's trying to sell a full-on fake. I think he's doing it really well, because Try's actually backing away from the position off Palace. Not any soul spotted just yet, but they don't go for any sort of rotations. They know the strategy for the squad, and it can be very, very deadly. Anastasis is good for one. Might get another one. Goes for the flick, but Reze better yet with the double. Has to top off the mag, has to make sure they're in a safe position to go for more fights, but no, Ande, sharp as ever, still picks up that one over into connector, and now they're going to push fully into the site. Spray control, not going to be landed onto the skin player though. Oh, long range, but Ignite God lands that one up onto the Palace player, and now Say You Say Me and Ignite God left into a one-on-one.
Oh, what a shot, a quick reaction flick there from Say You Say Me. They will be able to pick up the op and go for the defuse and pick up the third round as well. Just incredible stuff. Reze with the double towards main. Super difficult shots to hit, but he makes it look easy. And he's just not talented on the op. But the rifle, you know, that's something you got to watch out for as well. As soon as he starts firing up on the server, then Bayman Esports might have a little bit of a tougher time here up against the Titans.
Some signs of life at least, but the way it has to get there is so much harder for the Titans. Every time the Bayman Esports squad find a frag, the Titans have to push in and find 2 for their troubles. Working extra hard today. See if they can push through even more to maybe push themselves into a 3rd map, because this is all for the marbles in terms of representation, not only for the Bayman org, but for our region.
We got a nice stack up there. The boost, but oh my goodness, Anasasis just coming out, creeping out the smoke, catching off Reze off guard. Man under bow could not hold it. They just came out of nowhere from connector. And just like that, the bomb was planted.
Always a bit terrifying when Anasasis goes into the next gear.
It's just incredible what these players can do. They line up here for Ende. And that is the 7th round confirmed. 2 more for the half. And just looking at the money here, might have to go for a half buy for BMT. Upgraded pistols maybe, and bring out a full buy here in the next round. We've seen what these players can do with these pistols. 5.7's extremely dangerous, especially in apps in Palace, where the close range combat is just deadly. So there's definitely a chance here for them to win. We've seen Bayman Titan win multiple ecos here throughout the past 2 days. So there's definitely still a chance.
Especially with Reze on the Deagle. Seen them hit some crazy shots as well. I'm gonna say that maybe Pernjo might also buy up. Oh no, actually it's gonna be Say You Say Me with the MP9 as well. LoveJayan really favors the CZ. I feel like I have not seen too many CZ players in this tourney at all, and I feel like it's only just been him.
Yeah, it's not exactly my go-to weapon, that's for sure. I feel like the fire rate is just too incredibly fast.
The spread as well is a bit too wild.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's been any recent patches on that CZ itself, but it's definitely not something I would go for. 5.7 all the way.
He's just different, man. He knows something that we don't.
Here it is.
Early push into the Palace here. Close range with this CZ. He's going to run him down. He definitely knows something that I don't with this CZ. Good stuff onto the pickup into Ignite as well. So rifle being given, and Reze, yeah, like I mentioned, with this Deagle, absolutely deadly. Long range fights now with the Deagle, with the rifles, but the Bayman Titan squad are upgrading their guns as we speak. Immediately, headshot up from the box. Say You Say Me. Double kill for him. More than signs of life, signs of hope. Look at all these CTs with AKs in their hands.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You got to hold an angle, see if you can hit the headshot first. Nice and easy. An op as well in the hands of Reze. They are definitely ready to do some cooking here. And now, final round of the first half. Can they find it? Reze does find an opening pick there on towards Barosto and Racing. Look at how aggressive this man is. He knows the op is towards that stairs position, and he's made a very quick position in towards jungle. Already finds 1, finds 2. The trade is going to be coming in from Anasasis, and that's all down to Pernjo. He's in a 1v1 fight up against the likes of Ignite, who's usually lurking here towards apps. But man, the fact that the rest of the squad is just there ready and waiting, you can't do much against that. That's 8-4. Bayman Esports, a convincing final round of that first half.
Similar scenes to Ancient here in terms of the scoreline. And Bayman Titan really only finding kind of their mojo in these eco rounds. It's so odd how this team functions sometimes. But definitely getting put to the test by their main team. We'll see if they can give any sorts of rebound for themselves here. It seems Mirage is a bit more of a comfort pick in comparison to Ancient, which I would understand.
Nice little cheeky angle there,
Very
just
cheeky
above
angle.
underpass.
Yeah.
Created his own overpass, I would say. But he has made his way out. He's getting aggressive towards middle. And that's where he's going to have to be very careful, especially with these players towards underpass. They've got a single player, Love, right now, lurking towards Palace. So we'll see whether or not he tries to sell a fake. The rest of the squad just slowly falling back from TV room. They might want to stick together. I think Reze has some information that there is a player towards the top of mid. They want to use the numbers against him. She is ready, waiting. They should be able to pick him off here. He's by himself, but Barosto somehow finds one. Does he find a second? No, he doesn't, but Ende is there from short, ready and waiting to assist him. It's a 4v3 now. Very strong positions here being held. And Anasasis just comes swinging, picking up 2 here from the sandwich. What can you do now? You're stuck in connector, and they're slowly wrapping you out, and Ignite will take him out. That's a pistol win here for Bayman Esports.
Should have seen the face I pulled when whoever that was pulled out a nade in front of the mid boxes there. And the fight didn't go their way
God.
initially. I think I was like, oh wait, he's pulling out a nade. His teammate just died around the corner. How much trust does he have on his other teammate? Apparently a lot, because they did pick up the frag, but I was so worried there was just going to be an instant blitz of a 3K there. Oh boy, but yeah. Look at this.
He could have definitely made it work, but an aggressive A1S push. Does he find one? No, he falls back, and they just set up a high-low combination. One up close, one from afar in connector. And they take out 3. Anasasis, of course, it's this man. Of course, they're aware that there could be a push. Anasasis is on the other side. And they will pick up the last 2, and that's double digits already here in Lodge.
Dude, the entirety of the Bayman Esports squad said, I want to finish this fast, man. They all bought M4s into the second round after their pistol. Don't see that too often, considering how the CT economy works. You know, you're usually working with MP9s, maybe 1 or 2 rifles. Never a full 5-man rifle round like that straight off the bat. But yeah, Bayman Esports are showing why their dominance is pushing through further and further into the series and basically into their championship here. So Ande has been such a threat on this map. Anasasis is the star player that we've been watching, 14-7, but Ande has been playing lights out, 17-8. Over onto the other side, though, going to be taken out by Joe. But just as I say that, Anasasis and Barasto, a deadly duo of their own in this Bayman Esports squad.
Damn,
finding so much more impact, and Reze goes down as well, long range. 1 tap for She, but not gonna really do anything else past that.
Damn, they just have the answer every single time. You know, we see Bayman Titans trying to take a play out of the esports team. You know, they smoke connectors, smoke nest. They try to walk up towards short. They're together, playing together as a group, but as soon as they find that one, there's just Baroster, there's Anasasis in ladder room, ready to go for the trade and ready to hit these multi-frags. They are just so on point. Grouped up now towards this B site. They do have some smokes. They do have a couple of flashes available. A Molotov in the hands of She. See whether or not they're able to execute and get the bomb down here on towards this B site. There it is. Execution is underway. Brilliant flash there.
Backside here. Yeah, by the window here. Haven't fully dropped ninjas yet. He finds one onto the drop. I can't believe he gets that kill. There's an upgrade into the M4 now, even though with the low HP, it gives him some form of life here. Somehow, some way for Bayman Titan. Executed from behind is going to be She. All wraps pretty much. They're trying to bait this last player out, and it's finally spotted. Deagle only in the hands of Love JN and rushed into a position where he's at the disadvantage. Match point, series point, championship point secured for Bayman Esports.
Incredible display of skill, of teamwork, of just CS overall here from both these two teams. But Bayman Esports, the team A, is just unstoppable. You know, if they end up making their way to the championships, which is highly likely, I would love to see how they play up against, you know, the Singaporeans, the Australians, and New Zealanders. That would be definitely a sight to see, but it is not over just yet. Say You Say Me finds an opening pick on towards Racing, getting a little bit aggressive there towards Apps. Find themselves a man down. And Love, usually the player who's lurking here in towards Palace, he's just playing very, very chill. A very classic default play here from the Bayman Titans. They know for a fact that Bayman Esports, they like to get aggressive. They like to take space. So this is something that you have to do. You know, they're not lost. They're just waiting. We're waiting for any sort of aggression, any signs here. And then Anastasis has given away the position of where that op is. They do spot out a player in towards Nest. Big nades coming in, and they do take down Say You Say Me. The amount of HP that they have, it is not good on towards She. Just backs up in towards a Molotov. It's Pern Joe by himself. 1v3. This might be where the fat lady sings. This might be all she wrote.
Might just be Pernjo. He's getting hunted down already over on the other side of the smoke, and he does not know that Ignite God is here. Has to be quick on the readjustment. 2 more, and he finds some form of life for his team. Offer spotted over up onto the top. Anastasis is calm for it. Doesn't pull the trigger just yet. Has to reposition off the nade. Already low. Swing down from below, and Ande, the hero of this map, picks it up for all the marbles and all the glory for Bayman Esports. They knock out their B team, and the A team shows their dominance, showing themselves why they are the main squadron to make it through. The representatives of the Malaysia side for the Odyssey Cup.
Just incredible stuff. I mean, this is our second series that we've seen of them. The first one was yesterday up against the likes of Blank, and they just steamrolled Blank. You know,
oh yeah,
the scorelines were actually pretty similar, but the fact that they had to they were a lot more aggressive against Blank. Obviously, Blank just did not know how to deal with that sort of aggression. Bayman Titans, otherwise, they obviously knew how Bayman Esports plays. They knew how the older brother plays. They're aggressive and all that, and they were ready. But just, I think a lot of the players here from the A team were just incredible in terms of their aim. They were just more on form. They're able to hit their shots, their reactions, the flicks, just perfect. And they definitely were in the warm-up server for quite some time before the series.
Yeah, no, the A team are playing on a completely different league in comparison to the B team. But if Bayman are pulling through with this, you know, I got to give them props for even harboring the B team and, you know, making sure they get that practice as well. If any sort of harboring of any sort of talent for this region, I can respect the effort that goes into that. That's definitely not a cheap endeavor whatsoever to have the two teams in the around, you know, under the same org. So absolutely, well, props to them. But yes, congratulations to Bayman Esports for making it through into the qualifiers. They will be representing Malaysia into the Odyssey Cups, facing 8 other teams here as well. They've qualified all the way in. Now it's time to see how well they can do against the rest of the other regions as well, the rest of the other countries into the LAN that's going to happen over the next month. An offline LAN, of course, that's what it is. And yeah, the prize pool is going to be huge for that one, for how they fight. I'll do a little bit of a recap if you're now somehow just joining in, or, you know, just to jog your memory a little bit. I don't know if we still have the graphics for all the teams that join in. I would like to kind of bring that up to just see where we're at in terms of, there we go, all the teams that came in. So we had a total of 10 teams that had signed up, essentially. Bayman Esports, Bayman Titan, Blank, Cement Mixers, Sixed Reborn, Fufu Gaming, Cruci Healing, Najath, Olgarsh, and Revival. 10 of these teams wanted to go in through and represent our country to make sure they were the ones to take home all the glory. Bayman Esports, of course, being the ones to total up everyone here and pretty much taking it home for themselves. And of course, pushing through into this grand finals. If we can bring up the bracket as well, we can kind of see how this narrative has played out over the past 3 days. And it's been a relatively long 3 days as well in terms of how the brackets have been looking like. But genuinely, quite impressed with the talent that we had, especially in the likes of Bayman, especially in the likes of Cement Mixers as well.
Yeah, they were
when they had
just
that.
incredible. But yeah, the a lot of different talents here. We saw some amazing gamers, and honestly, this could have gone either way. But the fact that Bayman Esports is just so prepared, a much better team overall was just it was clear, very very clear here at the end. But just gonna have a quick look at the main tournament format so you guys can understand what's gonna be happening here next month, actually in KL. So every single one of the countries here on towards the left side of the screen, you can see the flags. There's Singapore, there's Philippines, there's Indonesia, there's Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, and New Zealand. So there's going to be 8 different teams, each one from these countries, making their way to Malaysia. And they will battle it out for a massive, massive chunk of money.
Yeah, 50,000 US dollars is the prize pool, and there it is on your screen. 20,000 goes to the champions. First runner up gets 15,000 as well. Second runner up with 8, third runner up with 5, and the grand finals MVP locking in 2,000 for themselves too. A massive amount of money at stake, especially for these teams. Basically career changing for some of them, should they continue with their CS careers. This will give them the upstart for what they need, either for new gear, new possible sponsors, whatever it is that they want to do with it for their team. Whichever team takes it home should be able to use it as well as they can. And speaking of sponsors, of course, we are, of course, sponsored by TCP Red Bull Malaysia. You see that little Red Bull logo up on the top left of your screen right there. We have been refreshed and energized the entire tourney line. All 3 days, they've been helping us out. Of course, 2 new flavors they've been have been launched as well: the pomelo and apple muscat grape flavor. My co-caster here has actually had the apple and muscat, so he can definitely say that it is good. You have basically a first-hand experience with it.
Exactly. And the thing is, it comes in like these small cans, like 250 milliliters. So it's not too much. It got me through today. I had an incredible morning. I had pickleball and now I'm casting. So I'm still up. I'm still refreshed. I'm still energized, So it's available, guys, if you guys are looking for it. Available nationwide and found in a lot of major supermarkets and convenience stores. So make sure you check it out. It's called the Red Bull Energy Sparkling.
And of course, Samsung as well to help out in terms of like all the gear that's possible that you can pick up from them as well. I'll run you through the list that we have in terms of what's definitely going to be put out there into the stores and something that maybe you want to keep your eye on. So there is the Odyssey OLED G6 G60 SFQ HD 500 Hz monitor, the best in class for OLED gaming. And ultra smooth experience as well, responsive, 0.03 ms response time. That's insane. Anyone peeks you, you should be able to shoot them before they even get their shoulder across the screen. I'm very sure.
Yeah, if not, it's just skill issue.
You'd be seeing. Yeah, no, that's a skill issue. If you don't, I mean, come on, 500 hertz, 0.03. If you die, hey man, sorry, that's not on me. You might also need a Red Bull for the buffer. Who knows?
Yeah.
So that's going to be their main top of the shelf monitor that you might want to keep your eyes out for, especially with 11/11 coming up and of course Christmas coming up next month. They also do have the Odyssey OLED G5 G50 SFQ HD 180 Hz, so a little bit under, but still having the 0.03 ms response time with a 180 Hz refresh rate, 27 inches on the OLED display, so you're still pretty much getting a good bang for your buck for that one. If the 500 Hz might be a little bit out there. And of course, if you are budgeting a little bit more, the Odyssey G5 G50 FQHD has all your gaming needs as well. 180 Hz refresh rate and a 1 ms response time, which is still very, very decent. AMD FreeSync is there as well, built into it, delivering smooth and vibrant gameplay, stunning immersion, and unparalleled smoothness. 3 different monitors, up to your choice, up to your budget, and up to how you want to be dominant in your gaming experiences as well. But yeah, I believe that's about it in terms of our sponsors as well. FaZe, I think we should be wrapping this up as we go. Champions have been crowned, and there's only really the main event waiting for us next month.
Yeah, definitely. We hope to see a lot of the community members there. I'm hoping to see some old faces, maybe some new faces, and we got to make sure we support Bayman esports to the top of our lungs. We got to make sure by the end of that tournament we got no voices.
Yeah,
And we just
I better
support
be
them
hearing.
all
I
the
better
way
be
through.
hearing Malaysia Bole in that crowd, bro.
Yes,
I better. I
sir.
better. It's
And
been
if any of the
forever.
countries try to provoke us, we will not do anything about it. We will be peaceful. Great. We're great hosts. All
We're
right.
brethren. We're all brethren.
Yes.
Enjoy our food. I think you guys will love our food. That's pretty much it. That's always the case, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's gonna wrap up the grand finals for today and the Odyssey Cup Counter-Strike 2 championship for Malaysia. Of course, some of the other countries are, of course, possibly still going through their streams as well. And of course, we have 8 total representatives here. Just to remind everyone, it is Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. So this is what you're going to be seeing into the next month. But with that being said, it's only until then do we get to see them perform, and only then until we get to see all those teams in action in an offline event. My name has been Alot Caliber. I was joined with FaZe, my lovely co-caster here. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes as well, production crew, and so on, and everyone else that has sponsored the event for this CS2 championship. We'll close it out here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all another time.